Yo, y'all, welcome to WatchaMania. It's your AEW Dynamite bash at the Beach, Miami, Florida, January 15, 2020. All Elite Wrewind Watchalong. I'm your host, Adley Devin. How we doing, everybody? How we doing on this Tuesday evening? I'm thinking we may have found the working day for the rewinds because, Sundays tend to get a little in the way. Fridays tend to get a little in the way. This seems to be the spot. It helps as well because we're mostly going to be watching Dynamite through these streams to lead right into actual Dynamite the following night, which, yes, Beach Break finally happening tomorrow. I feel like we've been talking about Beach Break for like the last month. We actually tried doing a Bash at the Beach watch along. It's like 10 days ago or something, but one thing led to another, just wasn't happening. Did I go to this event in person? I did not, unfortunately. It was considered by me and a friend of mine at the time. We thought about hopping in the car and driving down, but the day of the event, I think it was either the day or of the day prior. We were driving in his car, and his car started having some serious issues. And we thought about it, and we're like, the last thing we'd want to do is get stranded in Miami. So we decided to just stay home and watch the show. But man, did we have regrets. Because his car was fine after that, for at least a few more months. It ended up eventually having issues, but we would have been fine if we went, in hindsight. But also, what's up? How it goes. And of course, y'all... Let's go saying, can't watch it. Do hop on the Discord. We sidecast it over there. If you need context, I'll be providing it throughout the show. Because, yes, I understand not everybody can make it for each one of these. And not everybody recalls back to that time, assuming they watched it then. And if you didn't, have fun. This is a fun episode to dive in on. We're going to wait until the start of the hour, by the way, to start that off. Just like we normally would. Oh, no, Douglas. This is not Malachi Black's debut. I don't think he comes into the company for like another year and a half from this point. Something like that. I don't know. The thing is, now that we've started doing these, I almost try not to remember as well as I normally do. Because a few times doing this series, I've been surprised. Like, when Trent beat Penta on Dark, I was blown away. First of all, this is Trent beating Penta. Second of all, this is Dark. What? And then 2 weeks later on Dynamite, Trent beats Phoenix. It was kind of nuts. This era of AEW is such a trip. And I love it for that. What was my last pizza loss? My last pizza loss, I believe, was December 27th, 2023. It was in the final week of 2023. When all of 2024 undefeated, your boy is going about 17 months. I miss Eddie Kingston. Was trying to do his hand signs. Of course, did not do them right. Probably better off that I didn't. Or maybe it's worse that I didn't. I don't know. Shouldn't know what there. But yes, I miss Eddie Kingston. I really hope to see him pop up soon. Like, imagine him returning in Double or Nothing. I'm talking about modern AEW at the moment. Sorry, that's gonna get confusing. I should delineate. But yeah, we are just about a minute out from the start of this show. Of course, if you got it up on your end, whatever you may be watching through, the TNT app, TBS app, Triller TV, Max, or anything in between. I'm going to have the audio playing so you can sync a little bit easier. If you can't watch it on your own, do feel free to join the Discord. We sidecast it over there for everybody hanging out in YouTube chat, assuming you can have two streams up at once, but most desktops can. And we've recently learned phones can do it too. You just got to have your settings working in your favor. Did you ever consider doing pay-per-views before you started streaming? Yes, in fact, that's what we're doing here right now. I didn't start doing watch-alongs of AEW until Blood or Guts 2021. So I think that was like May 7th, 2021. And that's when I started doing weekly Dynamite. So right now we're watching along to shows I never reacted to. Pay-per-view. We already did watch-alongs for Double or Nothing, Fyter Fest, because it was technically a pay-per-view for this year, All Out, and Full Gear. Revolution's coming up soon. Ooh, Revolution 2020 is an all-timer. I'm looking forward to that. But I've held us up long enough, y'all. Without further ado, I will get us started. So For those of you sidecasting, get ready for the countdown from 0-0. Those of you not in go position, get in go position. And in 3, 2, 1, go. Of course, y'all, please do leave a thumbs up. Rest in peace, Rocky Johnson. That's right, he did pass away this week.
Family of Rocky Johnson, also great legends like Pampero Firpo, Kendo Nagasaki, and Triple Ace La Parka, all great stars who recently passed away.
Damn, that's right. 2020 started off with a vengeance. Wow. Cold open, no entrances. Because this is back in the day. We got 2 hours of TV time. Do we really want to spend 10 minutes of it on entrances?
To determine the #1 contenders for the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Introducing the participants first. At a combined weight of 434 pounds, the team of Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega.
The pose, the clean shave and everything.
From New York, at a combined weight of 425 pounds, Santana and Ortiz.
Oh my gosh. Everything, Eric? I imagine there's few things about the IWC that aren't infuriating at this point.
Next, being accompanied to
Button down, Polo Justin. Can't hurt you. Button down, Polo Justin. Welcome in, Rhea. How it goes.
combined weight of 418 pounds, Chuck Taylor and Trent, best friends. And from Rancho Cucamonga, California, at a combined weight of 390 pounds,
They would get the final entrance.
and Matt Jackson, the Young Bucks.
And the winner faces SCU.
It's funny because Nick is just doing a pose. Matt's really flexing.
Good Chip Jericho.
How about it? Hey, JR. Hey, Excalibur.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Bash to the beach, baby. Miami, Florida.
What a start to the show. Hey!
Yes, sir, buddy. Good to be
Hey.
with you guys again. And
Let's
boy,
get started.
What a load of talent we got in the ring.
Man, you know, and I love these big matches. They're starting,
And there's the bell.
and there's something huge at stake.
Trent and
for the
Nick
winner.
starting off. Of course, we got
We
just
know
two
the
legal
SCU
men.
already. It's Beretta and Nick Jackson starting it out. They're legal. Let's see if we can keep this straight.
Yeah, Rick Knox, our tag team's refereeing specialist here in AEW with the unenviable task of keeping this match in order.
Best friends, aka we are definitely not getting Cody.
Jackson, oh boy. Trent with that
Best
super
friends.
tackle, taking Nick off his
More like roommates, am I right?
And Nick got an advantage too, coming off those ropes. With the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 ranked tag teams in AEW competing in this match. And again, the winner meets the champions.
Yeesh.
SCU next week at sea.
Wasn't very loud, but that was a painful shot.
Like nothing more than to avenge that loss from Corpus Christi on Dynamite a couple weeks ago.
And they were roommates. That's even better. What's up, dude? How goes?
Flexibilities he's able to avoid
Welcome in,
Trent
Ben.
and those dangerous fisticuffs of his.
I think the Bucks need to wrestle with a purpose. Now, anyone can tag anyone, obviously, here, but the Bucks need to wrestle with a purpose because many people thought they would be the world.
Miss Moses Kenny Run because after I came back from the wrestling.
But from almost out of nowhere, the dark
No, you're so right. When Punk returned to the company, I believe Kenny Omega had all of like 3-4 matches before he then took off like 9 months for injury.
ranking in the AEW tag team division.
I wonder how effective Page and Omega can be. They're not regular tag team partners. Nice athleticism by the very talented Hangman Adam Page.
Now Kenny Omega seeing his first
But yeah,
match.
#1 contenders. I'm forgetting if this is going to be for Revolution.
Listen to the chant for Kenny Omega. Meanwhile, on the outside, Santana Ortiz not yet got a tag in.
Omega's been
Never
recognized
compared to
over
him.
the last couple of 3 years.
There's an Acadian Fred, an actual history doc.
All assist. And I think it's well deserved, JR.
I remember. It's so funny when historians try desperately to not interpret
Competition earlier in his career actually
gay in history. It's actually hilarious. I remember there was a whole article I read about letters just like that.
Moral fiber, Excalibur?
The men have low moral
I
fiber.
knew a lot of people. I know a lot of people like that.
Were they from Melee Island?
No. From my hometown.
Yo, those shots to Santana are intense looking.
Santana ripping the chest of Kenny Omega with that chop and a blind tag.
Ooh.
Oh, Kenny loves that full Nelson suplex. We know it has another name nowadays, but at one time it didn't.
Yes, it was.
Oh, look at
Shakespeare was fruitier than farmer's market.
the team even when they're approaching one another.
What do you mean? Why are you trying to pin? This is-
Man, he got that blind tag. Rick Knox spotted it great.
It's so hilarious.
Oh,
When they do that, like, I don't care how much
Tiger style there from Ortiz.
how much friends you are. Like, you know exactly what he's doing.
Oh, man. Look at that teamwork.
Kotaro
Kenny Omega teaming up with the Bucks.
We talked about having
Hangman's just over here like, I'm just
this match. So even
gonna pretend like I'm not
though
seeing
the
this.
two men are legal at one time in the ring, the referee has not a damn thing he can do about this.
so despondent.
And which means they can take as much time as they
All right,
want
I'll tag
getting
him.
out of the ring.
That's like, that was pretty cool, right? And then gets chopped.
chops to the chest there from Trent on Matt Jackson. Matt sent to the
You see the layers going into this because, again, here's a reminder, y'all, that Hangman Page, at this point in time, recently left the Elite. About a month and a half prior, he formally approached them and was like, look, y'all, I'm just going to step away from the Elite. I need to do my own thing. I really need to come into my own. And it was very rooted in insecurity. It was very much rooted in insecurity. He felt like he didn't stand out in the group. He was kind of just there while they're all being awesome and running the company. You know, he's not an EVP. He's just a guy. And then he couldn't even get it done being the world champion. So he's kind of on a journey on a self-discovery journey ever since losing that inaugural world title match to Jericho at All In a few months prior. And Kenny's been trying to kind of keep him in the in the mix, teaming with him. But the problem with that is there's divisions, there's rankings, and the Bucks are in the same division. And this is a number one contenders match.
When you wrestle a team a lot,
So yeah. Also, other people might not agree, but at least IW wouldn't. But Young Bucks going to the EVPs were such a glow up. Yep, agreed. I do think that eventually they will do that thing where they'll turn face and kind of meld the two gimmicks, and I think that will be the best of both worlds. But right now, this is really good for them. Career renaissance in a way.
Ortiz there to break things up.
Chuck Taylor may be the most underrated guy in this whole match.
yeah, and he makes those great shoes.
They are face. In fact, I do believe every single team except Proud and Powerful here are face.
Jackson, Matt fires back with that right hand to the head, two of them.
I think Chuck's a proud Kentuckian.
He is from Murray, Kentucky, a Murray State racer, and the soul food half and half combination.
Well,
Matt on the
they have the sideburns here right now. Honestly, I saw Nick's sideburns, and I'm like, ooh, that's not it, bro.
And are they gonna do it?
That's a little awkward.
Oh no, Santana blindsiding.
Immediately not giving the people what they want.
Taking Omega and Hangman off the corner.
Matt Jackson can't tell how bad he's messed up, but there's something wrong there. He also was holding his leg, and then he grabbed his neck.
Yeah, he grabbed his neck, just rolled it. It's like he cannot get up to his feet.
And now Santana and Ortiz, they may be looking for a little bit of payback from that Texas street fight we saw just about a month ago.
Santana and Ortiz, sorry.
No.
Santana and Ortiz are the #1 ranked tag team in this company.
Nice.
And that's one of the reasons
Smooth.
we talked about the Young Bucks' amazing tandem offense. Well, we ain't seen nothing yet with Santana and Ortiz. And they're young. They're younger.
And this could be it right here. They have divided and conquered in this.
Oh! Ortiz with a cannonball. Santana
Ooh.
with one of his
Nice.
own. Up and caught hello.
Excellent. Those sideburns are offensive.
For the effort and the athleticism that on display for these young tag team athletes.
And JR, you know who else has to appreciate
No, for real, Rayo. They look like his dad didn't teach him how to shave yet.
Who Santana and Ortiz belong to.
Great point. No doubt. Jericho the champ is here.
He's hitting us with the Jericho pin. Didn't even get a 1 count off of it.
Rich John Moxley. Wow. That's a whole nother story we're going to address tonight. It sure is, folks, and we're sure glad you're with us. Remember, the winning team, the team that wins this match, meets SCU for the Tag Team Championship at sea next Wednesday night.
Great 2 weeks of Bash at the Beach right here on TNT.
Tony, next week I'm breaking up my flowered shirt.
All right.
Oh, brother.
I can't wait, man.
Oh, bro.
Man.
Santana bringing Matt Jackson.
I still gotta go Lexus King. Okay. Only one of them are trying to be that bad.
There's three amigos.
Yeah, Santana looking
Little
great
Eddie,
here.
little Eddie Guerrero action. I love it.
And yes, Nick Jackson intentionally grew his sideburns out like that at the time. It's different than having however much money spent on making whatever that on Lexus King's faces happen.
All that blood flowed down to the head of Matt Jackson.
I've always loved the pass-off stalling suplex spot.
Ready for you. His legend will live forever.
It sure will. It's one of the greats of all time.
He's another one of the greats that influenced so many people, especially in the Latino community.
Yeah, sure do miss him.
That's the worst part. Like, you're trying to make it be that bad.
But a great spear there.
It's one of those desperation maneuvers to try to get a tag.
You know, every match on AEW is important. But when you know you're going to get a championship match if you win tonight, it just
I cannot
makes
believe
tonight
you're
more special
standing
for
with
all
it.
four of these teams and for us to be able to call it.
Big game feel.
I love this though, running double smack upside the head to make them fall off the
That's what
apron.
makes the ranking system here so important. Oh, the standing or the stunner coming off the top by Matt.
That was nice.
You know, finally, Omega and Hangman get back up on the apron, and they want to get back in.
Yeah, but now who do you tag? I'm going to tag my brother. I don't think I'm going to tag these guys.
He had to think about it, and look, he
Looks right past Hangman and tagged in Kenny.
On the air he comes. Nick finally got up on the apron. There was no one to go to.
Polish hammer swinging a miss there.
Ooh, you see how Hangman looks? Hangman's just getting down.
Head snap, dragon suplex.
Man, that's just scary. And Omega's the best at it. Man, he drills him. Omega just drills him.
And Santana, I don't think he meant to extend his arm out for the tag.
Look at
As
Trent.
He's going for that swing DDT. Omega. Oh, three of them.
Omega is scintillating tonight offensively.
He is so quick with that Snapdragon. It's hard to really get out of him. Once he
The
hooks you
two frame
in.
is great. Hangman looked like he had a change of heart. He's trying to get back into it.
Over the last 2 or 3 years, that Omega was at the top of anybody's game. The guy.
You right? It's been like, all right, fine. I guess I'll let him out the chamber.
Green overalls. Oh, look at this Hangman. The shooting star press. Omega with a moonsault. Now Hangman.
Amazing teamwork.
Ooh, hit in the arm. Ah, like nothing.
Hey, really misdirection.
Bro just went for it.
To go into the ring, he went the other way. Amazing.
I think that's what the adversaries thought as well.
The thing is, right, like, I honestly wouldn't mind the tag thing too much if these matches almost immediately devolved into chaos.
Omega gets tripped.
Because, like, okay, if you want to do the tag thing so that way only so many people can pin or be pinned to make it easier on the ref, sure. Which I don't know how that makes it easier. It feels like it would make it harder because now I got to keep track of that.
Man, this is going to have casualties for us all.
But, like, the fact that people will stand around on the apron and stuff, it's like, come on.
Too many chances taken.
Hangman GE,
Somebody's
great
gotta
stuff.
give. I'm sorry.
Puts four athletes.
Hangman GE, what does that mean?
Into the ring.
Oh! So sick. Great timing from Chuck.
Good God almighty.
Does anybody remember who the legal men are here?
I hope.
I don't. I think it was Kenny Omega was one of them.
Kenny and Trent.
This is crazier than the last Joey Chitwood thrill show I attended.
Wow.
And that was when I was 8.
Talking about throwing a name out of the past.
He was big on Wide World of Sports when I was a
He
kid.
sure was.
The Joey Chitwood thrill
Talk
show.
about pulling a name out of a hat.
Thrill show.
And we may see a human horror show
my God.
as Trent
Is right.
Oh, gotcha.
Hard.
Hangman GE. Okay, gotcha.
on the top rope. Trent with the front chest.
Oh, my God.
Suplex
The way I did not catch that.
Bodies flying everywhere.
And like we said, no disqualification. And their bodies everywhere. Who's going to get back in the ring first?
Who's going to get back in the ring first, and who's going to be in shape?
Look at this. Hangman does this thing.
That's where it started.
Yeah, the head and shoulders fake. Then, bam, got stereos.
So smooth.
And then this.
Especially from that angle.
All I can say is it's a good thing there's a lot of bodies down there to break that fall. And there was a bunch of them.
Trent hits the rope.
Psycho
Huge
knee.
knee strike takes Omega off of his feet.
Needs to do it again.
Man, this would become an upset. You know, best friends, number 3 ranked tag team in the company.
Trent looking for that strong zero.
Oh, that was a harsh shot over the back of the neck there.
Resilience.
Yeah, resilience can counter almost anything.
Very articulate and cerebral is Kenny Omega.
And now Chuck Taylor coming in. Hangman, though, breaking it up.
Oh, no, Rick.
Inadvertently caught a heel to the face.
What the hell is going on here?
Kind of looks like a rugby match.
Nobody's sure which side to take. There's all 8 men.
No.
Suplex one another.
No.
Oh, here's the difference maker. Freshly squeezed, Tony.
That's why.
Yes, he is. He's just kind of observing the situation right now.
This could be lethal.
He's assessing.
He's assessing.
And now assisting.
He was the difference maker in that.
He made it happen. I'm so blown away.
No pulse. Just pure orange, Cassidy.
Oh,
And
let's
now
do it. You got to give the people.
what they want.
I also love that they felt the need to do a ref down spot for that when it's a no DQ match.
Oh, look at this.
This is
They're
serious.
best friends.
Look at this. Style power driver.
They can win this thing right now.
I know they're the third-ranked team, but I've got to believe this would be a little bit of an upset.
Oh, I think it would be a big upset, JR.
Omega and Hangman have been on such a roll, and now they've got Omega set up.
Strong zero.
Oh, my God.
They planted him. One.
That is it.
Two. No.
Oh, the very last moment. The very last moment, the pinning combination was broken up.
The Young Bucks in the nick of time.
I think Knott's got loose in his dentures.
I believe so. I was thinking the same thing. He's
Holding those teeth.
Now Chuck Taylor and Matt Jackson standing toe to toe.
Little mano a mano from two guys that aren't bitter enemies.
Chuck Taylor in the most dad moment ever in a pro wrestling match. Being like, this hurts me more than it hurts you, son.
And you in the AEW World Tag Team Championship. Oh,
Ooh, hear that? It's staggered.
the Bucks have already had a shot, and now Hangman, comes around the big clothesline.
You know what amazes me? JR used the word resiliency earlier. All these guys. How long has this match been going on and they've been brutalizing each other? Inside and outside the ring.
Double eye poke there by Ortiz. Doesn't want to fight fire with Trent. Instead takes a
Not
little bit
bad.
of shortcut
Oh,
with
good.
Trent. Reverse standing into the corner, Santana.
Wow, how about that
Santana and
quickness?
Ortiz are so athletic, but they're also unorthodox. They're unpredictable.
Big pump kick in the corner, followed up by the cannonball Santana.
Yes, Eric. Do remember that we provide the show through the Discord so that way people can watch along for those who can't.
Big
Because
roundhouse kicks.
we understand that some people who can't just try to, who instead just want to hang out and such. We get that, but if you can't, we try to encourage being on topic is what I'm trying to get at as this waterfall spot happens. Sorry, hard to focus on the show and elaborate on things.
Hey, it should be every man for himself.
That's it, right? That should be.
This is a super kick party if I ever seen one. We got like 12 super kicks off just now. It was a waterfall spot, but it just turned into super kick party.
How to take yourself out of that frame of mind.
That's like second nature to him.
Oh, that was great. Trent making Nick moonsault everybody on the outside.
Caught by Chuck Taylor. Chuck with a waist lock. Hangman tags in. And now Hangman's the legal man with Chuck Taylor.
Yeah.
Oh, he was telling him to get down because he was going to go for that buckshot. Oh, wait. He's still going to go for that buckshot.
And now the buckshot feed trigger combination.
My goodness.
1, 2, 3.
And that's that. Your new #1 contenders, Hangman and Kenny.
I gotta admit, there's a great effort by Page and Omega, but quite honestly, guys, the Young Bucks did most of the heavy lifting coming down the stretch to put Beretta in the position.
Honestly, that's exactly it.
But Hangman and Omega, we saw Hangman leaving Kenny Omega out to dry last week when Omega went to attend on Michael Nakazawa. We understand, is in good physical condition.
I had it won. Well, you didn't exactly have it won.
They got a right to be upset, but they can't blame anybody but themselves, because that's how it's going to go in these local tag matches.
That's right, and you have the idea is to win and move on, and that's exactly what Hangman and Kenny did.
And now we have the number 4 tag team in AEW. Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page meeting SCU, Frankie Kazarian and Scorpio Sky next week at the Bash at the Beach.
Big news from Cody coming up next.
Hangman right is in their hands, but he still looks like he's not about it. And Kenny's sitting there being like, what's the deal?
Picture in picture here, becoming a staple of this broadcast.
And also, if you're joining us internationally on Fight TV on AEW Plus, we thank you very much for that. We appreciate it. Or wherever else in the world you may be.
I still don't understand fully the relationship between, well, I understand the relationship between Page and alcohol. They get along.
Yeah, he seems to be a big fan.
Yeah, they get along.
And Omega, you look at this, Omega yelling at Page for drinking, but you can't argue with the results.
There you go, Kenny.
Kenny doesn't drink.
Oh, okay.
Kenny is like, doesn't.
He went down and got one from another fan. Yeah. I was low-key ready for Kenny to come back over, and Hangman was going to already be holding another one.
Some happy beers, getting the celebration.
That would have been great.
I love happy beers.
But the Young Bucks aren't very happy right now because they truly believe, and I agree with them, they did a hell of a lot of that heavy lifting coming down the stretch that then enabled Hangman Page and Omega to win this tag team match.
Yeah, but they got to know there's going to be another day for them. But it won't be.
It won't be on the cruise.
Won't be on the Rock and Rager at sea.
That's right. It's for the Rock and Rager. Okay, so they're challenging next week. Wow, they're challenging next week.
So much intrigue here in the tag team division in All Elite Wrestling.
Nice ass.
I believe that's what you might call DDP.
Bro is doing yoga.
There, getting ready.
That was just
Bulk
him
it up.
practicing his pose.
And at ease. Yeah, I know all that.
Yeah, I know all that. All right. Oh, look, he's wearing the good shoes. This is interesting. What is he, like, cutting off blood circulation or something? I love how we're just getting this whole segment during the commercial break. That's great. Not really, Hassan. It was kind of just in between viewing between other shows for me, and it was... I guess. Let's put it this way. I chose to watch it in between MLP on Saturday and New Japan on Sunday, which was really only like a 5-hour gap. And at the end of it, I regretted not having spent that time sleeping instead. Not to say I wouldn't have watched it, but I felt like I shouldn't have made it such a priority too.
But the winner of that match will go on to next week to wrestle to be the #1 contender for the AEW title.
And not only that, we saw the Nightmare.
Oh, okay, so the winner gets a #1 contenders match next week. All right.
It will be Chris Statlander and Hikaru Shida teaming up to take on Mel and Brandy Rhodes with that creepy protector Luther watching their back.
And then later on, it's going to be Darby Allin going up against Pac, and the winner of that match will go on to face the winner of Guevara and John Moxley next week to have a shot at the AEW World Title.
Look at this little mini #1 contenders tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we've waited a long time. What will Cody's response be to MJF? How does Cody get his hands on MJF? Well, there's a lot of stipulations, and Cody gives us his answer, we hope, here in a heartbeat.
And there we go. In a heartbeat. A single heartbeat later. Oh, the white suit. I'm like, why does this look so different? Because he's wearing the Miami Vice white full suit. Man, this was the look in South Florida for a time.
With Miami Vice action, gentlemen, the American Nightmare has got information we need and that we want to hear, because he's got one hell of a score to settle with MJF. A hell of a score to settle.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman, the reason that Cody can never challenge for the AEW World Championship title again. Was back at Full Gear. MJF threw in the towel while Cody was locked in that lion tamer.
Cody trusted MJF like he was a little brother, and his little brother stabbed him right in the back.
Took him under his wing.
Invited him into his home, tried to be a mentor, tried to coach him up, be the big brother that MJF never had. And guess what happens? You get screwed. That's what happens.
Think they ever regretted keeping Cody as long as they did with the pyro budget? Nah. I do think in hindsight they regret not giving him more money when his contract renewal came up at the top of 2022.
The American Nightmare.
But that's purely speculation on
Double
my
A.
part.
Arn Anderson, he was right when he said that the
I could only
audience
imagine based on what he
wants
went on to
this
become.
match. Not too long ago, I came out here pompously, indignant, and filled to the brim with my usual self-righteousness, and I asked MJF what it would take. I asked him to name his price, and he has, and it is it's rather expensive. Keith Mitchell, if you'll indulge me, please.
Do not touch MJF until Revolution. 10 lashes on live TV. Steel cage match against Sport. We go up Cody promo. Hold on, Ray. It's an AEW Cody promo. Let's not.
That I will wrestle the stalwart Wardlow inside
I mean, do what you
a
want, but
steel
let's
cage.
not.
Now I surmise the strategy here is that a match that violent will extract a toll on my 34-year-old body. It'll soften me up. It'll give MJF the best chance to win. But it surprises me. It surprises me because I've been in a number of tag teams. I've been in a faction. I know what it's like when somebody tries to steal your pop, when somebody tries to dampen your flame.
They
They're
watch
afraid
it.
of your
Yo,
star burning
happy
brighter.
birthday,
And I
JJ.
think
Hope
Max
it's
is
been a good one
afraid
for
that
you,
the
fam.
audience might come to the conclusion after they see Wardlow take that suit off, after he speaks, after he debuts for AEW, that perhaps he shouldn't be carrying MJF's bags. Perhaps MJF should be carrying his. And we will go
What's
ahead
so
and
funny,
address the
Ray,
most
is it gets called back to.
controversial of these stipulations. I can't believe I'm saying this out loud, that I will take 10 lashes on live TV. He wants to whip me. And I
He
understand
wants
the
to whip
symbolism
me.
of that farce, but if Max thinks that physical manifestation of my pain, if my skin breaks, if I bleed, courtesy of a leather belt, that is the worst thing that can come from this rivalry between him and I, he is mistaken. Let's look at the last stipulation. I cannot touch Max until Revolution. I don't need to touch you, MJF. I live rent-free inside that head. You might as well consider my thumb pressing and squeezing down on your brain because I know what you're doing. I think everybody knows what you're doing. You are stalling.
I don't know. I don't think it's.
MJF has wanted to be famous his entire life. He had a pageant mommy and daddy who paraded him on the Rosie O'Donnell show when he was 7 years old. And finally, finally he found something that he was halfway decent at, that being pro wrestling. And he clings to this minute internet fame from these old-timers and these veterans who bolster him up and say that MJF is a real, true, old-school heel. Less is more with MJF. But to steal a phrase from my friend Kevin, you're not old school, you're lazy. Less is more because you are incapable of more. So when it comes to your stipulations, the steel cage, I accept. And I know the perfect place when it comes to not touching you until Revolution, I accept. And when it comes to 10 lashes, live on Dynamite.
I love how they keep having to specify live. Like, we're not recording this somewhere. There's going to be no punches pulled. Y'all will see it. Like, okay, thanks.
I accept. And I know what it means to have this match at Revolution. It means I have failed as a mentor, but perhaps I can teach you one final lesson, a lesson that many men who have stood across from the roads have learned. This is not your story. You're simply a chapter in mine. And at Revolution, I am going to give you your
Foreshadowing?
goddamn scar.
Well, you don't have to read between the lines to figure out what likely is awaiting MJF. Folks, this show is rocking. We're glad you're with us, and we're just getting started here on TNT.
He said it. He said the thing. Just a chapter in the whole story analogy. Bro caught that blazer. He said, "Mine." Bro, don't do that.
We'll meet on February 29th at Revolution, available on pay-per-view and Fight TV. But will Cody make it to Revolution?
Interesting
To the
that
beach.
the order that he accepted those
The
challenges
faux
in
sand.
was ready. Well,
You can't be real.
How disrespectful.
Bang! Dallas, of course.
That boy needs to be heading to the woodshed. That's where he needs to go.
I agree. That was
Very talented. We all know that, folks. He's a brilliant. His future is so bright. But man, oh man,
Why, Ray?
see what I mean?
What I thought.
Oh, somebody was getting checked out of medical.
Oh, somebody will. Darby Allin.
Well, he went to go flick off his hood about a half second after it fell off on its own.
and a chance to move up the ladder to wrestle with a number
Because
one
it's too perfect.
Darby Allin is an enigma. Like another young athlete I knew back in the day that was an enigma. Would try anything.
Literally
Had no
wishing harm
fear.
upon the
Boy,
workers.
this guy's got something to settle too. Yes, sir. One of the best in the entire world, fellas, pound for pound in anybody's game.
It's funny because AEW doesn't do these walking shots anymore.
and Darby Allin coming up later on.
What a main event.
What's he doing?
Hmm?
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, on TV.
I want to imagine that it actually did not break, which is why they cut away.
Tell you that.
Because that shit's really hardwood.
From the controversial and talented Joey Janela.
2020. A new year, a clean slate, a new decade for the bad boy Joey Janela.
Doesn't he sound different here than he does in today's day and age?
Jacksonville, Florida. A homecoming for All Elite Wrestling. A new year for Joey Janela.
And what happens the first time you see this pretty little face? Get punched in my balls by my ex-girlfriend, Penelope Ford. Penelope, I told you time and time again I didn't want anything to do with you. But you know, and I know best. The only way you can create buzz for yourself, the only way you can get yourself over
Hey.
is on my name. And now you're walking
Rejuvenate the
around like
corpse.
you're hot stuff with your new pretty boy side piece, hunk Kip Sabian. Kip, you want to play?
Brody's out for Hex.
I dare you to cross this line. We'll see what happens. But enough of that. Last year, metaphorically speaking, I feel like I got hit
Just say
by
Jeremy.
balls all year. My record wasn't what it's supposed to be.
Heal first.
But next week, I got Ray Phoenix, one of the best All Elite Wrestling has to offer. And I got something to prove. I feel like guys like me, we're the
I want to appreciate you doing
backbone
more
of All Elite
more
Wrestling. And
things than me, Rhea.
gotta change. Ray Phoenix, me and you, one-on-one next week. I'm going to show everyone why everyone says that Joey Janela is a bad, bad boy.
I'm ready for that one.
Boy, so am I.
Yes, sir.
Two different, really contrasting styles there.
But two of the most electrifying athletes here in AEW.
You did not. Literally one more than me. Joey can't promo his way out of a pre-cut paper bag. Oh, it was Nightmare Collective. I was wondering what this music was.
20-minute time limit. Being accompanied to the ring by Luther, the team of Mel and Brandy Rhodes.
Brandy has built up this cadre, this Nightmare Collective. She has taken in Awesome Kong. She has taken in Mel. And then we saw last week, she has taken in Luther.
He disturbs me. He has a very disturbing past, ladies and gentlemen. For longtime fans, you know all about this guy. Do some research. He may not be stable, but he is definitely dangerous.
Yes, he is. He's very dangerous, and fans all over the world have known that for years about Luther.
And the reporters first from the Andromeda Galaxy, Chris Statlander.
But fans all over the world watching Dynamite have seen Chris Statlander, and they have decided that the Galaxy's greatest alien is one of their absolute favorites. And, Statlander making a beeline directly towards Brandy Rhodes.
Wow, look at Mel.
She towers over
She sure does.
the wrestling ladies in the ring right now.
Joining her from Kanagawa, Japan, Hikaru Shida.
Oh shit, the music. That's right, I can't let her music play. I concede. I literally can't. Oh, well, all right. Nice with the Beal. Yeah, no, I do believe she's 6'1". They're gonna dive. Oh, she's gonna hit that sideways moonsault. The Galaxies. Ray trying to make him sound like it doesn't make sense with what's Luther over here like, hey Justin, check this shit out. This running knee is so great. Like, bro, that was the enemy. But yes, it is the Andromeda Galaxy's best alien because she's died in the Andromeda Galaxy. So, having been outside, that's the case. By the logic of your post. Wow, I just realized that green shirt guy is already stopped coming to AEW shows by this point. Still can't believe that dude spent $40,000 for an entrance at WrestleMania. That's nuts to me. Getting a 2 count on Sheeta is maddening. Oh, shit. We get the audio back for y'all.
Took your ass to the woodshed last week.
Yes, she did. And we were trying to defend you all we could, but
No, because she's not from the Milky Way. She's from the Andromeda Galaxy. The best alien to come from the Andromeda Galaxy to the Milky Way is the implication of the nickname.
Across the face of Hikaru Shida. And you have to imagine
I mean, I do agree that overall it's redundant. You could just say best alien and then cut all the middle ground.
Referee's back his turn, and there comes the double team.
Statlander literally being in the ring, being like, come on.
I never understood the psychology of that. You got the advantage. Just make a tag. Are you that emotional to be a cheater? Come on.
Well, I think somebody with the tenacity of Hikaru Shida, she might be able to explode to the corner and get a tag out to Statlander.
I love Sheeta's game.
that.
I watched her do warm-ups again on the outside earlier today. She's an amazing athlete, so gifted, and great core strength. Folks, this tag team matchup will continue.
The way that you picked, out of all things, this gimmick to pick apart. What are your thoughts on Mel, Rhea?
Oh, Brandy coming in with that knee lift.
well, she knows how to take advantage of the situation, doesn't she?
And now Mel with the cover.
And a real good cover and the grass that neutralizing the far leg. Nicely done by Mel.
Yeah,
so it shows me she's got
I
some
do not think of Mel.
Very impressed by what we're seeing from her in the first match.
No, but the Nightmare Collective, though.
Brandy now legal.
Do you not stand?
Their collective have just waged psychological war on all the women here in AEW, but specifically Statlander. Oh, cover. 1, 2. I get 2 count.
near leg neutralized. Nicely done by Brandy. But again, this 11-year experience and the strength advantage by Shida.
The way that, oh my gosh.
For anybody here. We've already seen a difference maker in Nyla Rose, a very impressive victory earlier. Well, that was another show.
Yeah, we saw her.
You'll see it.
Now Shida trying to fight her way free.
I stand Nightmare
Brandy grabbing a
Collective
handful
pre-Mel
of their
and
shortcuts
post.
there. Whipping Shida's head back, and now Mel tagging in.
Does not stand by the majority of the Nightmare Collective's
The point
work.
I was making is that this women's division continues to grow and evolve. And I like what
And
it's
also pretty sure the Nightmare Collective
A lot of good
ends
athletes,
before
a lot of great
she's out of
competitors
it.
in the division. You're right, JR. And look at this. Look at this teamwork.
Nice teamwork there.
Absolutely.
What were you about to do?
2. Whoa, very close to a 3 count.
She is really doing her damnedest to make Brandy look good.
And there we see that creepy Luther.
Those eyes.
protector of All
My
Elite. Shida,
goodness.
1, 2. Almost rolled up Brandy. But Brandy, that running kick, the boot across the jaw.
tag made. Brandy pulling Sheeta back into the Rhodes corner. I'm just trying to make out.
Mel is vicious.
Yeah, more about Mel. I'm intrigued by her.
How vicious she is. I mean, you look at her and it's
That's
apparent
no,
she's
that's
pretty savvy.
a completely different act.
How long ago she got
That
her
has
head shaved.
the two acts have nothing to do with each other aside from the fact that Brandy's a part of both of them. The Nightmare Sisters isn't rooted in the name of it isn't branching off of the Nightmare Collective. It's branching off of the Nightmare family.
The advent of Luther.
Especially because at the time, Dustin and QT are teaming together.
Cheap shot on the outside.
No, it's not. Okay, being like, no, blatant gaslighting. I will not be wrong.
That Japanese deathmatch wrestling has seen, and to have him added to the Nightmare Collective's firepower.
When somebody tells you a guy is comfortable surrounded by barbed wire, that gives me a hint there's something wrong with this dude.
Well, yeah, right. I thought that was established. We're talking about
Trying to find
Brandy
her
and
way
Allie.
out of the unfriendly corner, but
Also,
Mel
getting
using
sidetracked
her
here. We should
length, using her
probably
reach to
not,
perhaps see if
like,
I
stay
dare pull her
focused.
back in.
That is partially on me for feeding into it.
And Mel, once again, concentrating on the lower body of Hikaru Shida, just trying to dismantle her piece by piece. Knee planted firmly between the shoulder blades as she wrenches back on the jaw of Shida.
She's so tall, I think really that knee may be in the back of the neck there, Excalibur.
It's just kind of insane to see her getting worked over like that. That being Sheeta. It's definitely a chin lock.
Fall.
Oh!
And, man, Mel, again, shows great use of leverage. So, again, it tells me she's had some good teaching, good coaching. 6'2", 6'3". Sheeta may be the most polished, as Excalibur mentioned earlier, in the match.
Yeah, she's dropped down to one knee to prevent that suplex.
And she also laced that right arm behind
Still
the knee
can't
of
get
Mel
her going.
to prevent her from creating a fulcrum to bring her up over the top. But there we see the strength of Mel on display. But Sheeta, big right elbow strike.
I really appreciate how much time they get.
Collarbone and
Memory. Yeah, good one.
But Sheeta tried to
Running knee strike there from Sheeta.
channeling her inner Kenny Omega there, that knee.
Yeah.
And Sheeta's so dangerous with those knees as Brandy tags in. And now
Tag.
Chris
Both
Statlander
times
tags
tags
in.
made. Brandy looking to make a tag immediately and nobody there to Brandy's chagrin.
Oh, now you want to do the whole alien gimmick.
Oh, the high right
Also
elbow.
does a heart like this. What?
And no discus clothesline there from Chris Statlander.
Statlander's so big and so strong.
A little too flustered there for her own good.
to be seen.
Oh! Landed her down. Hook of the leg. 1,
Nice.
2.
Mel with authority shows Statlander off.
Yeah, Ray, I thought you were like aware because the hate was so. The Nightmare Sisters aren't that bad. The Nightmare Collective, top three worst things AEW ever did. Like if you were to ask 100 different AEW fans instead of the top 3 worst angles / groups AEW ever did, at least 80% says the Nightmare Collective. And the other 20% will probably say, "Oh, I forgot about them. Yeah, I probably would have thrown them in there."
1, 2. No! Statlander.
And I promise you, I'm not trying to be mean. I knew about that. Like the Nightmare Sisters are so fun. They were all right, but also Brandy anywhere near an in-ring run in AEW is extremely out of place. It's never fit.
Mel plants her. 1, 2. No!
I'd go as far as to say is that this time in AEW is when it's technically at the lowest work rate it's ever been at, just because it gradually gets better year by year, and she still does not meet that average.
I don't know about this decision. She's letting Statlander get up to her feet, and she's letting Statlander come to her. But just as I say that, now Sheeta comes in. Hikaru Shida climbing up to the top rope.
Wow, this is going to make some noise.
Yeah, quick with the superplex. Nice combo. She barely was sat. A kick out at 1? What are you doing? The knee over the back of the head. They said, "No, girl, we're taking this home. You understand this, right?" The Nightmare Sisters, probably the best part of them was that
Guys, this is a
their
heck of a
character were
competitive
together.
match.
Look at gut wrench,
Ooh.
modified gut wrench that Mel just kind of shook.
That was a hard angle that Statlander bent at.
Wow, she is big and powerful.
A lot of range, a lot of leverage advantage.
Big wingspan, too.
Statlander was looking for that big
In
bang
fact, the
theory,
issue
but
is
Mel
your
was
women's
able to
division is
escape
for
with that.
Statlander.
Look at this, Statlander. Oh, there's
That's exactly what I'm saying, Ray. Is like even at this time, dunked
crown of the head. 1, 2, 3.
and Dunzo. There it is. But that's exactly it, Ray. She sticks out like a sore thumb. Like if she definitely needed an environment like TNA, like Impact at the time. You know, hell, maybe a run in like MLW would have probably been a good shout.
To defeat the Nightmare Collective here on AEW Dynamite.
Well, the Dark Order has made themselves a very controversial faction. Who are they? What are they? We're not sure, but here's more about them.
To date, we have taken in literally thousands.
That's really where it came from, Ray. Is Brandy brought name recognition.
And as for our key recruits we've been trying to acquire,
Nakazawa?
a bit longer than expected. Michael Nakazawa. He's expressed curiosity in the Dark Order, and he's shown a growing frustration with his subordinate role. We've seen his desire to start winning, and have taken additional steps to acquire him.
And Omega.
Omega's circle of trust is very small. It'll be a longer process to get to him. Perhaps through Nakazawa we can reach him.
Excellent.
Brandon Cutler. It's true he's been on a pretty bad losing streak, but we can see his desire for more power.
Because
He owes
this
much
is all
to
he
them
ever
and a
is.
very strong allegiance to them. We must show him that the Elite cannot help him as much as the Dark Order for going.
He's
to turn.
the public face of Dark
Main
Order.
man Adam Page.
The
Elite
least
have
wrestling
high
character of them all in the
has
group.
grown distant from them, and we believe the time to strike is near. Uno and Grayson believe he may be our next major acquisition.
It is imperative we continue to cast doubt on the Elite and show the world that they were never more powerful than the Dark Order.
I understand.
Uno and Grayson. Which means that the person he's talking to is neither of them. I'm a social media manager. I'm dead. Dude, that was kind of how it was from the get-go. Actually, is that Elektra? Oh my god, that might be Elektra.
Still surrounding the Dark
No,
Order right
is it?
now.
I can't tell from the side profile like that.
To the Bahamas next week to compete for the number one contendership.
I also haven't seen Elektra in a good minute.
Sammy Guevara's had an amazing run here in 2020.
Yeah, undefeated in singles competition here in the new year, earning him a number 5 ranking.
I mentioned more than one purpose for him.
This bout is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Approaching the ring from Houston, Texas.
Look it up on our profile. Yeah, I'm sure Wikipedia would have had it covered.
Sammy Guevara.
And we'll be back with this main event. Guevara, Moxley. Next.
This is not a main event. What?
Sammy Guevara, the Spanish god, handpicked by Chris Jericho to join the Inner Circle. And now he gets an opportunity to fulfill that promise that Chris Jericho saw in him and get a little bit of measure of revenge for his mentor. And Guevara, once again with those
No, he's got to get his cue cards. Wow, that's a lot more saturated. Why are they written differently? Like one was freshly written and these others were like written this morning or something.
Shouts to Alex and Dasha up in the Spanish booth to get this segment off.
He's got an ulcer. It's awfully young for an ulcer.
I'd say yes.
Okay. But yes, Ray, when Dark Order first started, it was we want to tell you that this is a service that's going to help you get your career on track, and that's the public kind,
I've always wondered about
bright smile that lures them in to the more dark cult environments of Dark Order at the time.
He sure did.
Talking to John Moxley here.
Yeah.
You set us up.
Puts a lot of effort in these cards, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's
Right? It's so well written.
sick of Sammy.
Shoot your shot, young man.
That's right.
They cut away during all his social media plugs. They're like, yeah, we didn't approve this part.
Pony Express. They deliver a message on a stone.
You're not too far away from that, buddy.
It's a granite tablet.
Guevara doing a little bit of
It was bet.
Tony, I understand after
Okay.
your follower count went up last week.
Yes.
There's 2
Where they changed? Oh my gosh! And then speaking of, they changed. We're in. They have shifts. I'm dead.
You've learned quickly, haven't you? Here?
She clocked out. She's like, y'all said 45 minutes tops. It's been 51. I'm out of here.
Sammy's going to be a lot more serious when he lays eyes on Moxley.
Well, you know, I mentioned that he has more than one reason for this match to move ahead.
And we're back ready for this amazing one-on-one matchup. Sammy Guevara has expressed himself on his cue cards. Fans
Getting
want
the big
Moxley.
Moxley chants going.
The world wants Moxley,
They
Tony.
chant his name.
A man that doesn't trust anybody.
And Moxley.
Does that sound familiar?
Why didn't the way Mox was written there look like one of the symbols for like
He actually changes in his car.
a Team Magma or Team
In the
Aqua?
locker room with the rest. The AEW roster.
Well, he has a nice car.
He does. $750,000.
Well, look who's here.
On a lower chair and never call her again. Maybe she didn't want to come. Oh wow, him driving it in the car. I just realized. Could go both ways. She may have not wanted to work with them anymore after this.
For my ride.
Yeah, he says it's mine now.
And we saw last week how he turned the tables on Chris Jericho and the Inner Circle.
Cincinnati, Ohio.
Here's what happened
Weighing
last week.
231 pounds.
Where's his music?
Moxley!
Well, we were showing you that scene from last week where the
Is his music cut out of this broadcast or something, or did he just not play and he just rolled with it?
and that scene going off the air where he was being cradled by Jake Hager will never be forgotten. Look at Sammy. Sammy's got to start off quick, authoritatively, and try to get a win here.
Yeah, I can't believe Mox traveled to the future, saw the whole Tony Mariah story, and decided to go back in time and take a few select spots from it himself.
We've never seen since Moxley arrived here in AEW.
As we mentioned, the winner of this match takes on the winner of the Pac versus Darby match later tonight. And then next week, the two winners will meet to become the #1 contender for Jericho's AEW title.
Over the top.
Sammy Guevara sent Pillar to post, but he avoids it. Able to do a little bit of strutting of his own, but Moxley.
What do you think happened to him when you did all the flippy doos? Do you think he like crashed through the turnbuckle or something?
But Sammy Guevara can't help himself. You have to imagine Chris Jericho sent him on a mission, embarrass Moxley, take him out. But Guevara just had to strut his little heart out, and now is paying the price.
You're right, just could not help
Here's the cover.
himself.
Here's the cover there. I'll tell you something. Since coming to AEW,
That's a Mad Scientist pro wrestling movie if I've ever heard one.
He's been amazing. He's a main eventer around the world. His success in the Tokyo Dome recently would be a testament to that as well. And plus, what he's
But then you create this time paradox, right? Because then Mariah maybe gets the idea from seeing Mox do it chronologically first.
When that day comes, I don't know.
The springboard cutter, okay.
Cutter, sorry, JR.
Still feel like the angle
Things right around
is
us.
so
John
weird.
Moxley, a moment's notice.
Trying to hit another big move here by Sammy.
Oh!
So smooth.
Can Sammy put those two moves
Despite the
together,
fact that it looked like he
find
blew out an
themselves a
ankle.
breakdown.
We'll find out, and also want to let the fans know that we are going to be coming to the tri-state area. Look at that maneuver for what we think is going to be a history-making event. We're going to be at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey.
Are you, though?
Dynamite Live. Tickets go on.
Are you?
Friday, January 24th
Oh,
for that
man.
event.
AEWTix.com as Sammy Guevara.
I don't think tickets will last long for that.
Can't wait to go to Newark.
Moxley popped Guevara.
Man, hindsight's a bitch for some things.
Setting him up. Oh no, I thought he was going for Paradigm Shift instead. Just turned
The X-Plex.
And Guevara in trouble. Got his shoulder off.
Yeah, Ray, I low-key just want to get to that era already.
Now,
Just because, like, I want to stop.
don't know how he
Like,
feels about the inner circle.
I don't want it to be looming anymore, you know? But I'm also trying to enjoy this environment. Because once that pandemic hits, like, this feel of AEW, I don't, like, while it will be different, and in some ways better, down the line, it's unique, and it'll change after that.
Moxley with that patella. Both knees, right to the apron, right to the floor. The lower back of John Moxley taking a beating. And now can Guevara close his deal?
Yeah, Moxley's hurt.
And Guevara looking to inflict further punishment on the #1 contender for the time being, at least, John Moxley. Oh!
Man, those steps are unforgiving.
Fans, we
Equal opportunity offenders.
want to thank you for tweeting about us, talking about us on social media. AEW Dynamite trending worldwide as Sammy Guevara has John Moxley. And this is where he was able to turn it all around.
Wow, that's nasty. That apron of the ring is not built for competition.
Not wrong.
Boy, this main event is heated.
They keep calling it main event. He keeps calling it main event, even though they specify there's 2 matches after this. Bro is going to accidentally chase off viewers. The match will end when people are like, oh, cool, well, I guess this is where the show ends. I mean, not really. If you've watched pro wrestling literally 2 weeks in your life, you know that they have a hard stop.
Guevara's changed the pace. He's sped it up. He's slowed it down. He's keeping Moxley off balance.
The thing about that shit, I was supposed to announce a show literally the week after they put it shut down. That was oh.
He's been very recuperative.
So it's like, well, opportunities come and go, I guess.
Well, that's a sign of
Yes,
great
we can go.
Yeah,
Look at that
Moxley's
moonsault.
got confidence in his ability as well, Tony. You're right.
Oh, look at that. With
That was
Moxley
funny.
draped across the bottom rope, Guevara kicks
He's asking an opportunity and taking it.
into the throat of Moxley. Now the cover.
I'd like to see a little bit more sense of urgency by Sammy here.
Well,
He's got Moxley on the downhill slide. The momentum has changed. It's all in Sammy G's favor. Put him away. Hit him with your best shot to get
We're
the
gonna do a
1-2.
big
it goes back to
squat
what you said,
and then Samoan drop.
You said he just can't help himself sometime, right? To showboat. He's doing it right now.
A zebra can't change his spot, so to
That-
speak. Cover.
That won't do it. It was a cover in theory, but not
It was a
really.
cover in theory.
That ain't gonna get beaten
Oh, I
much.
got it. Now I can't
Sammy
return
knows that.
this $100
He is
dress.
in the driver's seat.
I mean, you were always able to use it for another occasion,
What we think, right?
but still pain. Especially considering that it was also like a year and a half plus, and a lot happens in life. COVID changed a lot of people's lives, completely altering the trajectory of it for some.
Make John Moxley pay for what he did last week. So Guevara has to serve almost 2 masters in this match, Chris Jericho and his own sense of personal pride. And we know that that sense of personal pride of Sammy Guevara is outsized, to say the least.
And, you know, we have seen Moxley over
Not
many
wrong.
weeks here. He's gone through competition like a buzzsaw, but he certainly is not going through Guevara like a buzzsaw, because Guevara's got plenty of offense of his own.
Look at that. Moxley puts on the brakes.
Moxley,
He'd had enough, right?
yeah, put the brakes on his right. Excalibur comes back with a couple of shots, but his head just met the ring post. And you saw Moxley reach up to see if he had been busted open. He had not, luckily.
So many awkward angles around the ringside area. So easily to get an abrasion, a contusion. Or get a shooting star press. John Moxley knows
Yep,
well.
he was thinking that shooting star press, but Mox right up to his feet to stop it.
I think there too. He hopped up quickly.
Moxley has Guevara up top, bringing him in the hard way.
Nice.
Giant superplex. And Moxley can't quite get there for the cover. John Moxley just nailed a tremendous superplex off the top. But it hurt him seemingly as much as it hurt Sammy Guevara. But now the fight is back on as Moxley re-energized and reasserting himself here.
Oh,
Guevara,
slick.
the backflip leapfrog, that time backflips, shooting.
Oh, okay.
Look at the far leg.
Sammy!
Oh!
The way he came at an angle with that. How do you curve a shooting star
One
press?
of these two men will compete next week on the ship to determine the #1 contender. But will that person be facing Pac or will he be facing Darby Allin?
We'll find out tonight in the main event, but right now Sammy Guevara rolls up Moxley. Oh!
You're not wrong, Rat. There's a lot of good that came from the pandemic, and yeah. Oh,
Oh, man.
Head first.
although
1, 2, no!
there is a few things I would sacrifice just because
With a kick out.
I don't know how he did
I want to see what AEW would have looked like if their trajectory didn't get altered by the pandemic. Because look at the trajectory they're on at this point. Now imagine the quality of booking and in-ring that they develop over time without getting halted by not having a full crowd for a year and a half.
And now Moxley ascending to the top.
I think what happens is AEW's roster doesn't end up getting as bloated because they don't lose track of, we only bring in people who see the vision. Because that was the thing with AEW. At this point in time, there's a vision. There's a very specific effort being made that everybody in the company is on board for. And the more you bring in people who are just like, hey, this is a place to come and work, you get people who are more in it for themselves than the betterment of the company. Which in itself isn't the worst thing, but at the time, it messed with it. Oh, never mind. Let's go over the... Nice with the V-trigger. I guess the G trigger. Oh, got him with the GTH. Still alive, though. All right. All right.
The very last moment to be able to kick out and still stay alive.
Imagine how much better competition there would be at the top of this.
This,
Because then those people would have eventually gone elsewhere, and that would have been better for those places. And immediately tapping out. That was great. That was great. Wow. Reminds me of what we're probably going to be seeing tomorrow on Dynamite Beach Break. Foreshadowing? It's kind of hilarious how he just submitted him in the same way that Joe has submitted people. Wow, like I see it. I didn't like how Sammy bridged. I get that because that made it look really real. That you see how that goes is in MMA specifically. Well, not MMA specifically, but with the rear naked choke, body grip style, you want to fully arch their back like that so that way they can't protect their neck. Oh, full light out? And there it is, the mauling. I can unmute. Just have to mute for certain songs. It wasn't like 3 months after Judas stopped being used on AEW television, they started flagging me for it.
Le Champion laying in shots on Moxley.
Jericho taking his gloves off.
As Hager.
Oh my gosh. The way he picked him up off his feet in the arm triangle.
The AEW title. Oh, getting whipped
Oh.
like a government mule being strapped like a lifeless animal.
Oh, those plates across the back and spine of Jon Moxley.
That had to hurt so badly with how many studs are on that championship specifically. Ooh.
Held and cuddled, going off the air last week as a result of
Still,
that bottle shot
Mariah did it
by
better.
Moxley.
Thank you.
Moxley coming in with the car tonight.
Insult to major injury. There's
Oh my God.
With a running start.
the undefeated MMA fighter, Jake Hager, the strong arm of the champion, doing his damage, and he can do a lot of damage. He's not been unleashed here yet.
Well, yeah, she's glamorous like that.
Hurt.
Wait a minute. There's a weapon. But, being held there.
Yeah, apparently Jericho's not done here.
And here's the thing about Moxley. He has no friends in the AEW locker room. Who's going to come and save him?
Well, there's your answer. No one.
He's a man on his own.
Well, yeah,
island.
what's...
Oh, now they're just...
Everybody's getting them some. Santana and Ortiz. Guevara. 3 men holding one. Wait a minute.
Jericho.
I know, right?
Oh, for God's sake.
Jericho's got that.
Him wearing a baseball cap look like...
For God's sake.
Like that, making him look like Arnold. From Hey Arnold.
The spike in his hand.
Look at Jericho's face. Look at his face.
That says it all, doesn't it?
No, it does. It's scary. Oh my God! Did Jericho just hit him in the eye? Tell me that did not happen. Tell me.
I'm afraid... it
Literally
did,
just
JR.
stabbed him in the fucking eye.
Trainers. My God, Moxie is in dire straits.
Hey
He
Arnold!
may have been popped in the eye. It looked like he was. Like Jericho, that's what he hit him with. That spike.
Literally stabbed him in the eye with a spike.
I think there's needs some medical...
Bro's got to go on to a #1 contenders match next week with one eye.
Now, thankfully, the officials making their way to the ring, but the damage may have already been done.
Yeah, get in the ring and call.
I love how Bryce was like, okay, maybe I shouldn't get in there. And Aubrey said, I shall.
The officials need to start threatening with fines, suspensions. They need to do something.
She about to shoot on them all.
This is uncalled for.
You've done enough, Chris. You've damn sure done enough.
I mean, Ray, you say that.
Goons here have done enough.
They need to pull Moxley out of the ring here.
Foreshadowing.
Getting some medical attention quickly. At least he's setting up.
The best. The best.
Best. My ass.
Dr. Sampson in the ring. That's our ringside position. This is serious business.
Yes, it is serious business.
'Cause it looked like it went in his eye area. I think that's where we were.
Well, hopefully it didn't catch the eye. I don't know. We'll find out, hopefully.
We've got to take a break. We'll keep the cameras rolling, obviously, and we'll be back.
All right.
Moxie bleeding. And you just hope and pray that it
All right. This is officially break time, so I'm going to take advantage of that. As you'll be right back, of course, I'm going to leave the audio playing, so those watching on their own feed do not have to pause themselves or anything like that. I'll simply be back, hopefully, before this commercial break is over.
Not used to being duped, not used to being overwhelmed, but
Well, look, Excalibur, after what happened last week, I said it before and I'll say it again, we all knew that there would be some sort of retribution. Although we did not know to the extent it would be and how low, if you can use that term, or what Jericho would do, but now we found out what he'll do.
anything.
I mean, we're talking about trying to end a man's career here.
Yeah, it tells me this story. It apparently seems that Jericho wants to do anything in the world but defend the title against Jon Moxley. And I'm glad we had our doctor was here, as he is at all of our events.
Sure he is, and
Does a great job. This is around that eye issue.
yeah,
And you worry about a man's vision, his future.
yeah, I mean,
This really isn't about next week on the ship.
this can't even think about the #1 contendership. What about Jon Moxley's career?
he won the match, and thus by winning the match, he's earned the right to go on to our second part of Bash of the Beach next week. But the question remains, can he?
Well, the only person who can answer that is the doctor, and Moxley, and they're kind of busy right now. Man, this is the worst timing of all for Jon Moxley.
Well, positive sign, Moxley to his feet.
Yeah.
But
a lot of concerned look on the face of the referees that are here. Moxley having issues with equilibrium.
Yes, he sure is. He's going to need some help to get out of the ring.
I'm back. And blurry. And blurrier than ever.
This is an
Focus
unusual
on my
injury
fingers. Focus on my
because
fingers.
normally
Focus on me.
it's
Here we are.
arms and legs, but not eyes. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, still in a state of shock over what just occurred to Jon Moxley.
State of shock, you say.
Taking him away. They're going to go straight to
That
the
might be a little
trainer's
much.
room where there'll be more assistance for Jon. But this is just horrible.
So yeah, y'all. Obviously, we aren't doing Dark this week because we technically did it before when we tried to do the stream last time. I wasn't gonna rewatch the full episode of Dark. It just didn't feel right, especially because of a few people who were there at the time. Didn't want to make them have to rewatch it. But yeah, I'm wondering if it seems like it might be better to exclude Dark, which sucks because I do think there's some things worth watching from it. But I can understand that what it mostly is what kind of puts people off from it. And that is mostly like enhancement matches and such like that. Short form or long form.
And we weren't sure at the time, Excalibur, that he got him in the eye.
there's that spike to the eye. And now the title match.
I don't know.
Excuse me, the number one
I got definitely like a few polls to run.
Our second part of Bash at the Beach has to be in question. I mean, including Jon Moxley's career. A significant eye injury could be a career-threatening injury for Jon Moxley.
Very serious.
Yeah, stabbing, when you put it in perspective, stabbing somebody in the eye with a spike, like that's,
Chaos back here. What's going on? Get a camera back
the
there.
implications are,
Moxley's career. I want to talk to you.
You want to talk to me? That's great, because I want to talk to you too. I want to talk to the whole world, because what happened tonight was not the Inner Circle's fault. This was not Chris Jericho's fault. This was solely on the head of Jon Moxley. We offered him the keys to the kingdom. Instead, he slapped us in the face. He smashed a bottle of champagne on my head. And as a result, he signed.
that's an attitude, right?
Moxley's a rebel. He's a wild man. Moxley has no regard for anything. But that's the reason why we had to take him out, eye for eye, right? It's that reckless abandon that put him in the position that he's in today. So we're going to keep an eye on you, Mox, because you only got one left. And Pac and Darby Allin can thank me as well, because tonight, whoever wins their match goes straight to Le Champion. Because I kicked the crap out of Jon Moxley. I'll kick the shit out of Jon Moxley. And next week on the Jericho Cruise, we're going to do the same thing to the Jurassic Express. I'm going to continue embarrassing Jungle Boy, just like I did when I beat him in front of his family. I'm going to pick him up by his ankles. I'm going to swab the deck with that rat's nest hair of his. And we're going to put him in the same position that we put Jon Moxley tonight. So we'll see you next week, Jurassic Express. And we'll see you around, Moxley. Even though you can't really see us, can you?
Oh my gosh, all of the eye jokes.
Wow.
It's gonna try and Mac.
Hit me up.
I mean, I hate to provoke the ire of Chris Jericho, but he did not beat Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy lasted all 10 minutes. With Le Champion.
Went over that with him many times, but hey, the Chris
Yep.
Jericho rock and rage
Classic heel work. He's gonna continue to gaslight.
next week. He's made
I don't care how clear it is. Nope, I'm gonna gaslight. First AEW match of 2020. Really? It had already been that long, eh?
Set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Being accompanied to the ring by the Bunny, from Buffalo, New York, at a combined weight of 501 pounds, the Butcher and the Blade.
Well, these individuals came here at the behest of MJF.
Some sort of financial arrangement between MJF and the Bunny. Bringing in the
Yep.
Butcher and the Blade.
Butcher Blade teaming up with MJF here. 6-man tag against QT, Dustin, and DDP. It's crazy to say that DDP had a match in AEW.
And their tag team partner being accompanied to the ring by Wardlow. From Plainview, Long Island, New York, weighing 216 pounds, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF.
Well, we know that Cody has accepted the stipulations laid forth by Matthew Jacob.
Really? This is his first match in like 6 weeks? No, it's been about 4 or 5. 4 if you don't count the off week they had for Christmas.
That will be a huge matchup, not just because it's the first.
My cat's sitting right here next to me. She just woke up from her reaction, started yelling.
Prior to AEW Revolution.
It's meowing nonstop.
The event in Atlanta will be at State Farm Arena.
Got a little box to put the ring
Wednesday,
in.
February 19th. It's the Atlanta debut of Dynamite. Tickets are on sale now for that event.
That, of course, is at AEWTix.com.
Bro is not cool. Impressed and loss? What does that mean?
34 pounds, QT Marshall.
Well, QT Marshall was the partner that MJF picked for Cody when he first took on the Butcher and Blade.
He held his own in that one too, didn't he?
Earned a lot of heads. Very impressive
Sure
performance.
He is a grizzled veteran. Tougher than $2 steak, Tony.
He's tough.
Knows every trick in the book.
And he's got some new ones.
That's right. Think of all the great matches he has
Team
had
probably
throughout
beat
his
Lucha Bros
illustrious
last week.
career. And this incarnation of the natural Dustin Rhodes
That's right, and why was that again?
still gets the fans all fired up.
I'm trying to remember where that match spawned from.
Matchup with Cody at Double or Nothing was going to be his last ride, but the natural still a
Also, this goes in the bin.
230 pounds, Dustin Rhodes.
It's handled gimmicks. Oh, what, QT? Or are you talking about Butcher and Blade?
It's quite a moment, guys, if you think about it. His return to the ring on TNT for the first time in over 20 years.
Amazing.
What?
Alice didn't start wrestling as a pro until his mid-30s.
Butcher and Blade, yeah.
And he became a Hall of Famer. That says a lot, folks.
I mean, I would go as far as to say that their gimmick is handled about as well as it could be for a time. But I do know that they've had a lot of hiccups, you know. They've been plagued by one or both being injured. They were plagued by pandemic era. There's a lot of things that have really hindered Butcher and Blade from thriving. But they have always been like the bounty hunter team. Like they're the mercenaries. Pay us money and we go attack people. / wrestle them.
He's an amazing person.
Is Paige going to start out?
After seeing that shirt, I think he would.
And MJF going to start. That's interesting. I would not have assumed that would happen. But I like
Something tells me he's about to tag out like right now.
Between MJF and DDP, but most of the physicality came from Ward.
Too bad! And there it is.
Didn't we? I mean,
Man,
The Butcher.
he's a showman.
I'll be right here, he said.
I'm a show right here.
Well, the ass of life is MJF. He really is. help himself.
What a line.
This has been nothing but an MJF show.
That's the way he wants it.
Center of attention, right?
Yeah. He thrives on attention. And the thing about it, folks, he's really damn good. He's really, really good.
Yeah, so similar to Sammy Guevara in that regard. MJF just with unlimited potential, such tremendous skill.
Nice hit.
Shoulder butt.
So full of himself.
Former high school middle linebacker on Long Island.
He's full of something, I know.
Very athletic.
Okay, the little handspring.
The steps out of the way, controls the momentum here.
Speaking of handspring,
Marshall, over the top, the cartwheel lands on his feet, avoiding MJF.
MJF does not want to be shown up.
Doesn't mean a word of it. Oh, you're number one.
shake my hand.
Finger.
The demand.
Oh, to the eye. Have we not seen enough eye injuries tonight? For God's sakes. Still waiting on an update regarding John Moxley. He's in the trainer's room. The door is shut, we're told. And they tell us that as soon as they know something, they'll get it to us.
Meanwhile, QT land here, and the Blade is doing just that with those chops.
Yeah, laying in those knife edge chops. And Marshall
That one. Do a chop.
makes the tag up to the natural. Natural ducks under the Blade. Boom! Back with a lariat.
Nice, nice.
Second one.
There's a guy that's got great leverage advantage and knows how to use that technique. At 6'6", downstairs. Oh, we've seen that before. That's a staple of his game plan. Inverted atomic drop, old school.
Went for the boot to the side of the head.
Wow.
Blade avoided it.
Great quickness.
And just bull rushes. Dustin Rhodes to the corner.
Dustin didn't panic when he's in the wrong corner, did he? Walked out of that thing like he was...
Yeah, Dustin, an expert tag team wrestler.
Deep uppercut.
So many championship runs with different partners.
He had the
Oh, wow.
He got it from Wardlow, and then he cold cocked.
That was so slick.
Referee Aubrey Evers, as good as we've got, did not see it. How could she? And
The
that
screaming.
subterfuge is absolutely...
You realize how hard he's screaming there?
In a way, in a strange, perverse, artful way. Because he hit everything. Until you yelled something, Tony, I didn't even see that.
Speaking of strange and perverse.
The bunny taking a slap.
That big ass boot from Wardlow is gnarly.
And this match may end in picture-in-picture. Keep an eye on it. We'll bring it to you after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Did I go to Butcher?
Now the Butcher tags in the muscle of the team. Oh! And then
His name is The Blade.
Butcher bringing Dustin up. And the star vertical suplex. Such strength.
Wow.
And The Butcher.
I really thought he was about to lose him.
Pinfall.
I thought he was gonna have to come back down, reset. You know?
He knew he only had to get the shoulder off the canvas a couple of inches. That's all he got. That's all he got, Tony. Not much.
Not much at all. Dustin just fighting back.
Yeah,
JR and Tony calling wrestling on the Turner Network.
Tony, it's amazing that you and I have been around long
It's so
enough to
nuts.
Remember Dustin as a rookie.
26 years apart.
When he was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was well, that's where he got the nickname, The Natural. Because he had such a great natural ability in the ring.
He went from zero to something very quickly.
There he did.
Because he had natural skills and the aptitude to be a star. That's his DNA.
And those natural abilities have carried him throughout his 31-year in-ring career. And he has shown no signs of slowing down.
Good block by the Blade. They're not allowed Dustin a clear path to Dustin's corner. To make
Yeah, that's a creative way to choke somebody on the rope.
Subtleties that were very effective. So nice job there by the Blade.
Yeah, veteran tag team move, and you're right, and it's subtle, but it's very effective, and they're more than just, I guess, hired hitmen, if I can use that, or mercenaries at the hands of MJF. They're a damn good tag team. And they proved that to us last few weeks.
And Allie still, the bunny still with those designs to cut the head off the snake.
She's a Jezebel, man. Look at this. MJF trying to
What does that even
crush
mean?
the hand, and it's the right hand of the right-handed Dustin Rhodes.
trying everything he can to fight his way out of enemy territory.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go here. They can just tag and switch many times they want. They've got him just pinned in the corner.
It's perfect tag team strategy. Isolate. And
Tag team.
Right now, Dustin Rhodes is getting dissected.
this six-man
I
tag team
feel so
match
mean
is
highlighting
progress
that,
here.
but it was.
And the team
I
led
could
by
not.
that
It
man,
was funny.
Michael Jacob Freeman, MJF, leading the way as DDP started the contest. He's ready to get back in, but boy, the adversary, the opposition, is not allowing that to happen.
Yeah, Max, the Butcher, the Blade just running all over Dustin Rhodes during the break. Saw it in picture, but
well, we've seen some arrogant athletes through the years, JR, but I don't know. This one may top them all.
Well, as Andy told Barney one time, you take the cake. I believe he takes the cake. I don't think I've seen anybody that has this much ability that he can back up all of his bragging. He's as good as he says he is.
Look at this. Look at how he's pulling back on the neck, putting the knee right between the shoulder blades.
Raise your to a tenor.
Incidental contact.
By baritone for the evening.
Dustin
The way she
gets
just.
to the left side
I
now.
can't do anything about that.
We're still waiting on DDP to get his tag in, and boy, does he want in.
DDP chomping at the bit.
Oh, the long arm of Dustin almost got there.
Butcher and Blade taken down. Boot to the jaw. MJF set over the top to the outside.
That sucked.
Elevation over the top to the floor. Now Dustin's got to do one thing. Easier said than done. Make the damn tag.
And he's 3/4 away across the ring diagonally. And his partners are waiting on him. On Bree Edwards, our referee here. Great position.
She's got to make sure.
Oh, well, you'll slow that down really fast. Bush and Blaze had this whole situation scouted. Oh, nice. The power slam counter.
That will buy some time
Hope for the tag yet.
for Dustin and team.
Here we go. Come on, make the tag, kid. I can still call him kid.
Great ovation for DDP getting that tag.
I can still call him kid is wild. Like, bro, you are both over the hill. What do you mean?
DDP throws the boot and takes the Butcher off his feet.
How about that discus lariat?
Velocity.
The Blade ducking the lariat to the left and the right, but DDP catches him.
You duck a couple, the third one will get you. It may be diamond cutter time, Tony.
He is positively unstoppable.
Absolutely.
And there it is.
There it is.
But DDP wants his hands around the
And
neck
also,
of
yeah, isn't it?
Jacob
Legal men.
Friedman. DDP, oh no, look at this. MJF,
Oh, the low blow. And a tag. Dustin tagged himself in. He saw the low blow.
Justin, this may not have been the best idea.
What a destroyer.
Wow. That Sunset Destroyer.
Here comes.
And there's the... Beautiful. Gonna pin him?
Cover on Max.
Blade in the nick of time.
You know, hilarious. In the feud with Cody, gets pinned by his brother,
Hangman, I think
who
he
has
needs
little
a
to do with the
win
feud.
He is.
Dustin with the cannonball off the apron.
Butcher and the Blade have been isolated on the outside.
The QT special.
The QT special.
Bro just did a Sasuke special. That's... QT?
And now DDP.
Oh my God.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Good Lord.
Oh my God.
The big dive. From the
The
Hall of
big
Famer.
dive!
Takes down the 6'10" split of
I
human
love your-
beings.
What? The move of the night. Oh, I love it.
Oh, look at this. 1, 2. Oh.
And got it in picture in picture!
QT Marshall out of nowhere.
Damn.
The Butcher, the Blade, and MJF.
How in the world did that happen so quickly?
What an opportunist. What an opportunist. The great offense display by the Hall of Famer DDP, but all the while, MJF had his little plan. It was to leave as the winners, and he did it.
The eyes of the world were on DDP, but MJF, like a snake in the grass,
Damn.
comes up and rolls up QT Marshall.
Honestly, yeah. MJF getting a win in a match with Dustin Rhodes and DDP in it is low-key a big deal.
There's going to be a day when that young man steps across the ring from Cody. It's going to be a revolution. It's going to be a pay-per-view. And it will be a slobber knocker from start to finish. Well, ladies and gentlemen, our colleague Jen Decker standing by with the Tag Team Champions, SCU.
SCU, we now know you will be facing Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page on the Jericho Cruise next week for the tag team titles. Any reaction to this, guys?
Jen, we're the world tag team champions.
What up, Doctor? How you guys doing?
What are you doing?
Huh?
Dude,
Oh,
hey,
oh God, I'm sorry, man. Hey, I'm
No,
sorry.
look down,
I'm
man.
sorry. Hey, don't
Come
touch
on,
me,
man.
man.
Dude,
Huh?
why'd you come up in here?
Oh.
Your ass, huh?
I'll whoop your ass, huh?
I want both your asses, huh? I want both three of your asses, huh?
I'll whoop all three of your ass, bro! Whoa!
Hangman, you'll have to excuse my friend.
Also, switched over from beer to liquor.
Whiskey high. It's not adrenaline, kitty. Come on. With all due respect, we respect you guys. Fellow singles wrestlers that became tag team specialists. So next week on the
Damn, Hangman was a little too real there.
wish you the best of luck. Sorry about the shirt. Hangman, let's go. Whoop your asses. We'll see you next
I'll
week.
whoop your ass.
I'm gonna send you my cleaning bill.
Send you my cleaning bill. Bro had a full glass of whiskey and spilled it over onto him.
Now, we know coming up, Cody's accepted challenge, Tony. You and I have been a part of some major events in Atlanta.
Yes, we have.
I've never been more excited about anything than this.
It'll be in Atlanta. It'll be on the 19th February, and it will be the first ever cage match ever in AEW. Cody has accepted the challenge against Wardlow in the steel cage at State Farm Arena.
Key thing about this, Excalibur, you can't see it.
February
Well,
19th.
you can watch it on TV, which is great. You want to be there. You want to be there.
AEWTix.com. Cody, 10 days prior to Revolution, will take on Wardlow inside the solid steel cage.
Tickets start at $20. AEWTix.com. We look to have a huge crowd in Atlanta.
That's right, because Revolution will be February 28th this year.
I'm having a great
Every
time.
other year it takes
Got a
place
lot
in
more,
the first week
a
of
lot
March.
more. We're still concerned about the condition of John Moxley.
Yeah, the update on Moxley hopefully be forthcoming. We'll find out when we come back here on TNT. Stay with us.
Are you ready to join the revolution? This is your chance to wear what the stars of AEW Dynamite wear on television each and every week. All your favorite shirts, hats, jackets, and more are available with just one click of the button.
Where they ran an
Shop
actual
AEW.com.
ad, I'm dead. They threw away to their own ads. Great. Okay, there we go. That's better. Put that music. That being said, uno momento. Sorry, y'all. Needed to gather some water. Did not do that when I took my right proper break before. So I was happy when they gave us this splash screen just now. But yes, y'all, before we get into the main event... Ooh. Splash some water on my mouse. Hope that's okay. But yes, y'all, if you could please be so kind, do drop a thumbs up. It's the quickest, easiest, most free way to support the channel and the stream. And drop a bunch, show some love, bring the thumbs up, gang. Appreciate you so much, Jesse. Yes. This is the new home for the rewinds, these Tuesday nights. So do expect it on here. That means Friday nights will only be occupied by special shows and such moving forward. Yeah, I'm going to be in the cheesecake in about 5 minutes. All right, just letting you know the main event's about to start now. The show is going to be going up until about 9 p.m. Eastern. Just so you don't be like, oh, it's over already. I know it can catch us off guard sometimes. But bet. Yes, hope your travels are safe and or your activities go smooth. Out of my head. This number 2 contender match here at a main event us. It's kind of what I tend to refer to these situations as when there's not a tournament situation and it's like these two people face off and these two people face off and the winners will be the number 1 contender match. And it's like, well, yeah, you're kind of determining the top 2 contenders, if you. So hence number 2 contender. Honestly, why isn't that spoken about more? You know, you always hear this number 1 contender talk. And here in AEW, you talk about ranked. Like, you're ranked 5, you're ranked 3, whatever. Number the top 5. But yeah, I've just never hear any discussions in divisions about, like, the number 4 contender.
Skating to the ring from Seattle, Washington, weighing 173 pounds, Darby Allin.
That's right.
This young man has worked his way to the hearts, the mind,
If he can beat Pac and I guess Mox, who will now be one-eyed, then I imagine that's the Revolution World title match, right? That must be the contendership situation I was mixing up, because the 4-way tag match earlier, I was like, this determining the number 1 contenders for Revolution, right? And completely forgetting that Rock and Ragers next week.
We want to remind you, 2 weeks from tonight, we're making our Ohio debut. That's Wednesday, January 29th in Cleveland at the Wolstein Center in Cleveland State. That is coming up on January 29th. In 3 weeks, we're coming to Huntsville, Alabama at the Von Braun Center. That's Wednesday, February 5th. Tickets on sale at AEWTix.com. JR, you and I got a busy night that night. We're going later to do some stand-up live as well.
Conrad. And of course, all the fans, welcome to Conrad's home after the event. Probably at 3 in the morning for breakfast. Not really. Kidding. Here we go. No kidding about it.
And there's the bell.
Main event. High stakes. 2 guys that have something to prove. Both men want respect.
The way Darby's just got the slow stroll going on.
And neither will be intimidated, Jim.
Yeah, no, and make that big money. You make big money when you win, and you make big money.
Cheesecake acquired.
Up your matches are.
Hey.
When you close a show like this one, that's big money.
And after we go off the air tonight, hope fans on TNT, watching on TNT, stick around. Pain and Gain will air immediately after the conclusion of Dynamite. As Pac takes down Darby Allin. That shoulder tackle. Darby goes for the trip. Pac able to duck under the leapfrog.
Very unorthodox styles by both men in a lot of ways, especially Darby Allin, who is quicker than a hiccup. Look at this balance. Great
nice.
elevation.
So smooth with it. Right on top of him, though, is Darby.
And Pac, throughout his career, through his time in Dragon Gate, he's faced faster competitors like Masato Yoshino, but Darby Allin...
Time in Dragon Gate. Look at them talking about Dragon Gate here. To be fair, he is very much just like a year removed from his Open the Dragon Gate Championship run. Open the Gate Championship.
Indifferent to pain.
Dude, that's awesome.
trait
I kind of don't.
Boy, it's hard to explain to your family.
To the point where I'm not even certain I remember the winner of this match correctly.
Well, no, we can't, but we've seen them take their spills.
Yeah, of course.
So we know that.
Both feet up.
Yeah. I remember when AEW was first launched, he was kind of on this unbeaten run while being their top champion. That was part of the reason why him and Hangman had the time limit draw.
In a heartbeat by flying over the top of the guy. It's unique. He didn't go around.
Darby. Oh, the suicide.
Yes! That's the way. Every single time. I've decided to disregard my safety. Whoosh. Like, we say shot out of a cannon, but it really does look like we had a cannon about like 2 people sized and just stuffed him in there and fired the damn thing.
And to get there, he needs a win right here tonight.
This hurls his body every which way. It doesn't matter where it is or what position it is, outside, inside.
But guys, notice he threw himself out of the ring with such speed, such velocity.
Did that count as breaking the count? I don't think it technically did. He did not enter within the plane of the ropes. Oh!
Swung right in his face first, right into the steel. Pac got the grip he wanted.
Giselle Pac didn't quite take control of the momentum. He was sinking down, so he just whipped him really quick into the steps, knowing that was going to hurt him more.
Darby now clutching that right shoulder that was smashed into the steps.
Darby's lower back was also torqued. So I think his lower back is going to be problematic unless he can avoid some more contact on it. Darby may be in trouble because Pac's the kind of guy, is a veteran. He's wrestled 13 years. He'll know where to go.
Yes, he knows where to go. Like we said, he knows so
You're a bastard.
I have no idea what he's planning here, but it doesn't look good.
Well,
Very much with the "you're right, I am a bastard" energy here.
normally doesn't look good or feel good.
And now Pac bringing Darby up to the top of the steps.
Darby down on one knee.
He's going to powerbomb him on the top of these steps. My God.
Oh my god, he really did. It wasn't a counter. I thought he was going to get Rona'd off the steps. No, he just got powerbombed there. Oh my god.
Good Lord on mercy. Look at Darby's back, his arm red, discolored. The bruising has already started.
If Darby can't get back in the ring and Jon Moxley isn't cleared, Pac will be the number 1 contender.
Not gonna lie, the more I think about it, I didn't really remember much about this episode coming into it. I'm wondering if something was gotten right at the 9. I wonder if I was like not paying too much attention to this episode. Huh.
Fans, I mean, yes, Pac is.
How is he giving me shout-outs? What am I missing?
Wrenching back, going for a submission win to expose that lower back.
Yeah,
it seems to be the issue.
It seems to be the issue. JR, you're right. I'm sorry. It was after he hit him with the power bomb on the steel, just going back and wrenching the back. It's sound strategy, although it's
all of these attacks, Tony, in service of that brutalizer.
Yep.
Our main event is continuing, and we are live here on TV.
Oh, by God, over the Appreciate you. It sucks because that wasn't a very hard thing to come up with, but sure enough, about like 2 weeks after I started after I changed my Discord name to that, we had people out here calling Kyle Fletcher that. And then, of course, they've thrown it out to several other individuals since then.
Exactly what he wants to do. Focus on the back.
I suppose there can be a pantheon.
Yeah, Pac loves to employ.
I suppose that would be a Bytheon, though, wouldn't it?
A lot of power.
He's telling Bryce Remsenberg, you better check him now.
Look at the far leg.
Kick out.
Kick out, I mean barely. Well, Remsburg knows his job is to protect the athlete. Sure. That's the number one thing here. But look at Darby. He's got that left arm and hand around the ankle of Pac.
Little temper that time by Pac, thinking it was over. But Darby, we talked about how much pain and torture can a man take. Darby can obviously take more than most. He just barely, he can't even hang on now. And Pac, in recent weeks, he's been so consumed with Kenny Omega, though, thus far throughout this match, we haven't seen him lose a bit of focus. That giant
He's cut open
knot
on
on his arm, yeah.
Darby has got those battle scars from this match that are very noticeable.
Dangling on top of him here.
Fireman carry position. Look at the power of Pac.
Darby, God, he's fighting back.
Darby fighting back with those sharp elbows right to the face.
Oh! Yo! Over-rotated, too.
He's feeling it. That adrenaline rush.
Foreshadowing. Ooh. Oh, no, I love this. I hope you all saw that. I hope you all see this move. It's a variation, but this move is important. Literally to, like, several instances of his career in the next 2 years.
Good God almighty.
And now it's Pac that has to beat the 10 count.
Darby looks like he's been in a car.
Yeah, he is welted up. My goodness.
Amazing.
Darby with that huge gash on his arm, but Pac is desperately trying to get up to his feet to beat the
But yeah, that top rope crucifix bomb. He over-rotated and just face planted him. But damn.
Inexplicably amazing. How do you describe it? I don't think I've seen very many athletes with his physical his chemical, his physical makeup.
And there it is, a Sox Street Cutter. Ooh! That was rough, and then the code red. All of the leverage in the world, and he's still kicked out. Pac is a different breed of durable.
Man, you got to wonder what it does to a guy psychologically when you hit your opponent with what you think is one of your best, and it doesn't get the job done.
Bro would need the ring to be at an incline to have more leverage than that. Still kicked out. That's what core strength does for you as a pro wrestler. Welcome back, Rhea. All good. Still said you were connected on Discord. On Xbox. So I guess you didn't fully disconnect.
Yeah, use that skirt to stop Darby's forward momentum, and then he caught him with that high kick.
Using that apron cover is very
Hit the ropes.
Very Irish.
Oh boy!
Look at that, man.
Oh man, he knocked him completely for a loop.
Shoulders are down. Oh! Man, Darby able to kick out. Did he kick out really? Did he just get his shoulder up? And I know one thing: Pac is pissed. He's impatient. He's pissed. He knows he's this match away from perhaps meeting Jericho at Revolution.
And I don't know if you
Such stringy hair. Just like he collected his pro buffers.
But Darby not out of this fight yet.
He's not done yet. Look at him. He just all he can do to muster some strength to try to get to a vertical base.
Yeah, you just got to wonder how much longer it can go. But don't again count Darby Allin out.
Yeah, he just.
I'm not going to count John Moxley out either. They say he's still in the trainer's room. That doesn't sound good.
That was a hard
Darby drops Pac down.
uppercut. What do we got going? Oh, Maestro. Okay. Like, he was all over the place with this. But again, great kick out, jackknife. No, immediately turned it around. Oh, last supper! Oh, he almost got him with the last supper.
All right, now both competitors up against the clock.
5 minutes of TV time remaining. I guess if it's time limit draws, then John Moxley just by default. Oh my god! I call Kenny Omega's dragon suplex a 2-frame. But that was a 2-frame Liger bomb. Let's look at this again. Hold up. He was up and then down. Ooh, yes, Last Supper it's excellent. But you could tell by the angle he had Pac there that Pac had an escape and he took it. My Terrier Serrated is doing it, but he got out of the pin. Whereas in other instances, you've seen him do it with a lot more vertical leverage. More jackknife-like is the cover.
Right across the nose, a couple of them by Pac. That'll blind you because there's so many tears coming in your eyes. You can't see. Pac up
Well.
to the top.
Black Arrow.
Lower back. On the lower back. 1, 2, 3.
And there it is. Everything from the powerbomb to the on the steps to this. His recklessness was his detriment.
He couldn't defend himself. It was kind of tough to watch. And then on the lower back.
His back it could not endure the amount of punishment that Pac dished out. Didn't have that powerbomb on those steps and the black arrow. That was it. The mind is willing, but the body is not always capable. And Pac, now heading into next week to perhaps be the #1 contender.
Now we're going to have Jon Moxley and Pac run back their time limit draw from Dynamite 4.
Next week, the Chris Jericho Rockin' Rager at Sea, part 2, part of Bash of the Beach. Pac, Jon Moxley to go at it to see who will. I'm sorry.
No. Tony! Enough! What you need to do is congratulate the new #1 contender for the AEW Championship.
Well, the fact is, next week you will wrestle Jon Moxley.
Whoa! You saw for yourself, Tony. Jon Moxley is clearly physically incapacitated, which in layman's terms means a forfeit. So you are looking at the #1 contender.
Okay. Just proclaiming that he is forfeited. Right.
And as for Chris Jericho, just know this. I'm coming for you, Chris. And when I win the AEW Championship, the funny thing is...
I'm sorry. We have to... I've been told. I apologize. We got to go back. Something's going on backstage.
Jon Moxley being loaded into an ambulance.
Bloody towel.
Doc Sampson getting in with him. Take him to a hospital.
Damn, you cut away from him to do this?
Look, Moxley.
Wait. Oh, I see.
Oh, my God. Look. Moxley's eye covered, protected. He's walking toward the ring. He's coming our way.
Jon Moxley.
Tony!
Out of the ambulance.
Tony Khan sighting.
Defiantly, courageously, Jon Moxley said, "The hell with my eye. I'm going to fight next week. I'm going to be the #1 contender. And when I get Jericho in the ring, I'm going to whip his ass."
It ain't going down like that, brother. I don't care if I'm blind, if I got one eye, no eyes. I don't care if I'm half dead. I will be there next week. I will kick your ass, because that title shot belongs to me.
Oh, wow. You control, guys. You control. This is a very combustible situation. Moxley, Pac.
There's his music. Okay, so now I'm really wondering if it just didn't play earlier during his entrance, and he walked out to the crowd cheers.
Can you imagine the classic we're going to witness next Wednesday night, live from sea?
What a powder keg we have on our hands, JR. This is going to be crazy. Join us next week for the Bash at the Beach.
Ooh, that's going to be a fun one next week, y'all. AEW Dynamite Rockin' Rager. That's it. That's just going to be a great show. We got AEW World Tag Team Championship match on there. We got a number of contenders match for the World Championship as well. I do remember there being at least one other thing on that show that I'm looking forward to. So, yes. Next Tuesday is the place to be. Excuse me. But yes, y'all, next time we're going to be going live is at approximately 8.5 hours. Yeah, for the New Japan Best of the Super Juniors Night 3. And it's really going to start ramping up because we got Night 4 the night after, well, the morning after, and then Night 5 and 6 this weekend. And it just doesn't stop from there. So yes, do subscribe to WM Plus if you're looking to keep up some New Japan coverage. Yes, you're very welcome, Jesse. Appreciate you stopping by as much as you can. Of course, y'all please do leave a thumbs up here. If you haven't done so already, double check, make sure you have. Make sure that bells are always on for notifications because we're going live for Dynamite tomorrow, Dynamite Breach Break specifically, ROH on Thursday, and Collision Beach Break on Saturday. So yeah, a lot going on in these parts. If you want to know more specifically, do check out the post, the YouTube post I just dropped in the chat there. But otherwise, that's it from me, y'all. Hope to see y'all when I see ya. But until next time, take care and happy wrestling.